Chapter 19. Our Human Rights. Let's learn the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. How do human rights help you? Where are your human rights set out? Whom does the Human Rights Act apply to? Major human rights organizations. People who fought for human rights. Human rights are the basic rights that belong to every person in the world. They ensure that all people are treated with dignity and equality. We all have the right to access to basic needs such as food, water, and shelter. These rights protect us from violence and abuse and strive to end ignorance and hatred. Thus, human rights are essential. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations on 10th December 1948 and was the result of the experience of Second World War. Human rights are about compassion, understanding and respect. They are universal and a natural privilege of every person which should never be denied. Human rights are the rights inherent to all human beings, whatever be our nationality, place of residence, sex, color, religion, language or any other status. We are all equally entitled to our human rights without discrimination. They are universal. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We all are free and equal. Men and women have the same rights. No discrimination on any basis. No slavery, past and present. Nobody has any right to hurt or torture us. We all have the right to live in freedom and safety. We all are protected by the law. Nobody should be blamed for doing something until it is proven. We all have the right to a good life and education. We all have the right to believe in what we want to believe, to have a religion or to change it if we want. Every grown-up should be allowed to choose their own leaders. Brain Tickler, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2014 for promoting education. InfoHive, Human Rights Day is observed on 10th December. How do human rights help you? Human rights are based on core principles like dignity, equality, and respect. They are relevant to our day-to-day life and protect our freedom to control our own life. They influence decisions made by public authorities which impact upon our rights and enable us to get fair and equal services from public authorities. Human Rights Act 1998. The Human Rights Act 1998 sets out the rights in the UK which are protected by the European Convention on Human Rights. This act did not invent human rights for British people alone, but is applicable and enforceable for all people all over the world. Whom does the Human Rights Act apply to? The Act applies to all public authorities such as central government departments, local authorities, and other bodies performing public functions such as private companies. Sometimes a public authority has a duty to stop people or companies abusing one's human rights. For example, a public authority that knows a child is being abused by its parents has a duty to protect the child from inhuman treatment. InfoHive, Amnesty International is the world's largest human rights organization. Major human rights organizations. Many organizations around the world dedicate their effort to protect human rights and end human rights abuses. Some major human rights organizations are Amnesty International. Amnesty International is a non-governmental organization. It conducts research and generates action to prevent and end grave abuse of human rights and to demand justice for those whose rights have been violated. International Committee of the Red Cross. It is an independent organization whose mission is to protect the lives of victims of war and internal violence and to provide them with assistance. It also directs and coordinates international relief activities and works to promote and strengthen humanitarian law and universal humanitarian principles. Brain tickler. Who is the president of the National Human Rights Commission? Human Rights Watch. Human Rights Watch is dedicated to protect the human rights of people around the world. It investigates and exposes human rights violations. National Human Rights Commission. This is an autonomous public body established in 1993 by the Government of India. It is responsible for the protection and promotion of human rights. Mahatma Gandhi worked for the cause of untouchables and sought to improve rights of women. Nelson Mandela was the president of South Africa. He fought for a multiracial democracy in South Africa and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Aung San Suu Kyi, the daughter of a Burmese nationalist hero, became involved in Myanmar's struggle for national independence in 1988. In 1989, she was placed under house arrest without charge or trial. The military offered to free her if she agreed to leave Myanmar, but she refused to do so until the country was returned to civilian government and political prisoners were freed. She was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and was successful in returning democracy to her country. Dalai Lama, another Nobel Peace Prize awardee, has been fighting for the liberation of Tibet. InfoHive. In 2007, the United Nations General Assembly declared Gandhiji's birthday, October 2nd, as the International Day of Non-Violence. Recap. Human rights ensure that all people are treated with dignity and equality. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was adopted by the United Nations on 10th December 1948. Human rights are based on core principles like dignity, equality, and respect. Amnesty International is a non-governmental organization. Gandhiji, Nelson Mandela, Aung San Suu Kyi, and the Dalai Lama have been some outstanding champions of human rights. Values for life. Never deny another human being the respect and dignity that they deserve. What you give others comes back to you in greater measure.